This video contains spoilers for Toy Story 4. So let me start this video out by saying I love Toy Story 4. It's one of my favorite movies of the year, probably my second favorite Toy Story movie after 2, and I think it leaves the characters in a better place than 3 did, with everyone getting a definitive happy ending. My problems with the film are not with the ending of the film, and I'm not going to change anything about the last 20 or so minutes. What I'm going to do here is change parts of the movie's second act in order to make the finale of the film feel more impactful and pay off some of the arcs set up by the first act of the film. If you feel like this sounds familiar, that's because it's a ripoff of Nando v. Movies' series One Small Change concept. And I did ask him via Twitter, which you can follow at Nando v. Movies, and he said yes. Also, hi Nando and his followers who might be watching this. I'm actually working on a Batman vs. Superman rewrite that adheres more to studio notes, so you should subscribe to watch those when they come out, and maybe also donate to my Patreon. I'm also going to start releasing some short films I made, and maybe you would want to check those out later. Either way, my main issue with Toy Story 4 is that for the finale of a series that is so focused on character relationships, the main one of the franchise is pretty much ignored to give Woody a compelling solo narrative. I mean, it's kind of rad. Woody is my favorite character of the series, and this film really does feel like his story as opposed to being about the group dynamic, but my problem comes in with the lack of any meaningful time with Buzz. Buzz and Woody are the main characters of the franchise. It's their dynamic and friendship that has carried the franchise throughout the trilogy. And not to nitpick, not unlike Nando's podcast, mostly nitpicking, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, Buzz and Woody have very little time together, and even less of it is spent together without new characters to bounce off of. Let's quickly run through the movie and show my point here. At the beginning of the movie, Buzz and Woody have a quick exchange where Buzz and Jessie comfort Woody about not being picked to play with. Buzz asks Woody if he's okay with taking care of Forky on the road trip. Woody and Buzz have a great scene together in the back of the RV where they talk about having a conscience. This introduces Buzz's running gag and mini arc, and then Woody jumps off the back of the RV. Side note, if I was going to rewrite the movie further with the same story, I would have had Buzz jump out with Woody. This would allow for more scenes with Woody and Buzz together, and it would let Jessie take over for Woody, which would make that scene with the badge even better at the end of the movie. Anyway, Buzz and Woody don't reunite until the two of them, with Bo, Giggles, Ducky, and Bunny, break into the antique shop to save Forky from Gabby Gabby. There's a great reunion between Buzz and Bo. Having the three together is honestly some of the best parts of the movie. And when they sneak around, Woody and Buzz split up for their own teams. They meet for the jump, escape together, and then they have the big blow-off fight scene. Woody goes back into the antique store, and Buzz fights with his inner voice before deciding to abandon Woody and go back to the RV. Then the two don't share any screen time together until the finale. I'm sorry, but that isn't a great conclusion to one of the greatest cinematic duos of the last 30 years. Buzz and Woody barely have any interaction with each other before they decide to go their separate ways. So my one small change to Toy Story 4 is that Buzz goes with Woody back into the antique shop. We can do this in either one of two ways. Either he ignores the voice box he calls his conscience, which would resolve that plot line, or, and this is personally how I would do it, the voice box says,
"To infinity and beyond!"
A, this is a great callback to the previous trilogy. Yeah, it's a bit of an obvious line, but it's still worth it. And B, it would set up the line at the end of the film. So, Buzz has the voice box go off. Woody turns back to look at Buzz, who looks at him and joins him in his suicide mission. Probably at this point we would reprise the Woody and Buzz theme that runs throughout the film. Sounds like this. This immediately reminds the audience that these two have been together for a very long time, and it gives a sweet moment before the dark scene ahead. So, Woody and Buzz are now entering the shop together and get confronted by Gabby Gabby. Pretty much the same scene plays out. Gabby Gabby says that Woody's being abandoned and she needs the voice box to be loved by a child. Woody says he'll give up his voice box, but in this version, Buzz would protest. He says Woody wants to give up his conscience to Gabby Gabby. Woody's confused, Buzz plays the voice box. There's a good joke in there somewhere. Woody says that Buzz can't go around trusting what a voice box tells him and he has to trust himself. Hey, that would set up a really good moment for the ending. Then we go to the box removal scene, which, by the way, is probably one of the best scenes in the whole movie. Eventually, Bonnie comes back to the backpack, and we'll get to how that happens in a minute. Buzz, Woody, and Forky all hide in the bag, maybe recreate that moment from Toy Story 1, give a little levity before all hell breaks loose in the finale. Gabby Gabby is rejected by Harmony, Woody bolts from the bag, telling Buzz to get to the RV to the carousel, and the rest of the movie plays out as normal. This fixes a lot with Buzz and Woody. It gives them a really good scene together, and it plays up their friendship. Kind of like the one in Toy Story where Buzz pushes a toolbox. It serves the same purpose of uniting Buzz and Woody and cementing their friendship, but in the end, they still lose. I really like the original scene. Woody going on a suicide mission is fitting with his arc throughout the movie and the series, and it shows that his desire to save Forky isn't selfish. He does care that much about Bonnie. But Buzz abandoning Woody because of a voice box just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know, To Infinity and Beyond doesn't seem like it would give up that easily. Now you might be thinking, rightly in this instance, well, how does Bonnie get back to the antique shop? They only went there because Buzz told them to with a voice box. How would you fix that, Miss Smarty Pants? Well, my fix actually opens up another door to fix a minor problem I have with the finale of the movie. I love the idea of Woody handing over his badge to Jesse at the end of the movie. It signals he's ready to move on and let someone else handle what he used to do his favorite toy. And it gives Jessie the closure of her arc. She went from being abandoned by Emily to being loved by Andy to being Bonnie's favorite toy. It's a great character arc for her. I just wish it had a bit more of a setup. In the original film, Jessie has a great moment with popping the tires, and it's implied that she helped come up with the GPS plan for the finale. But other than that, there isn't much about her arc in the film that shows her as being the new leader of the toys. I think giving her the job of getting the family back to the antique store shows her more as the new head toy. I think you can do it the same way as Buzz does in the film, with her pull string. Maybe have Bonnie hug Jessie after seemingly losing Forky, pull her string with Jessie's face turned to her back, and have Jessie say, "Golly gosh, your backpack's in the antique store," or something like that. I'm not writing dialogue for these scenes. It's a good moment, shows Jessie showing initiative and being unafraid to break the rules a little bit, like Woody did in Toy Story 1. And it cements more thoroughly that Jessie is Bonnie's favorite toy, at least out of the ones that Andy gave her. So yeah, that's my fix to Toy Story 4.
Hi. So I didn't actually film an ending for this video until I was finishing editing it, so thanks for watching One Small Change to Toy Story 4. If you enjoyed this one, you should go and subscribe down below and leave a comment saying what you think could have been done to change Toy Story 4. Maybe go check out Nando V Movies, who I got the concept from and who graciously approved this very, very ridiculous thing. Yeah, next week I'm going to be putting up the first of the short film series, and then we'll see where we go from there. Thanks for watching. Bye!